Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. Do you live by yourself? Well, I live by myself too, and I want to do a chat today about some transformational things that have happened to me since I've been living by myself, which is actually now for almost 20 years. And many of you, I'm sure, in the same position, some not willingly. You've got situations that you're trying to deal with now by yourself, and then others of you have made that decision a while ago, and you're loving it. So, transformational things that happen to me, and maybe to you as well. And let's just share the positive side of this experience, which can be a little traumatic at times, and maybe a little bit scary and worrying. But I wanted to start off with the title of this video because I had originally started saying my personal 10 transformational lessons from living alone. And you guys are always helping me with this because I was reading a comment to another article, another video I did, and someone said, why don't you use the term by myself rather than alone? Living alone sounds lonely. Living alone sounds like you're living alone by yourself. But if you say I'm living by myself, it just says, I've chosen this. You know, this is, I mean, maybe as you said, you've got a situation that's brought you to this place, but you're here and you're by yourself. By myself is rather a better, more positive expression. So my personal 10 transformational lessons from living by myself. So that's the story for today. Now, as I mentioned, I've lived alone like for 20 some years, and I've got probably one thing that I've learned more than anything, and thank you COVID for this too, and that is I have learned I have inner strengths. I think when you live with someone in a marriage, for example, or a relationship of some kind, you tend to turn to them for certain things. Like every time I needed some help with technical stuff, I would always call to my husband because he was actually more informed than I was, and I would always reach out for that. Whenever I needed help with music or some decision, whatever, I would always reach out to my family because they were the ones that were watching and listening to all the cool stuff. And so I leaned on other people. That's maybe not such a great, strong example, but when I needed help, I knew where to go to get help. I didn't look to myself. And I think that's the difference. That's the difference now, that when I have a situation that I'm trying to deal with, I look to myself. I am living by myself and I have no one else to look to. I mean, I can call friends, of course. I can call my family. I can reach out to people. And I do it all the time because I value their judgments and their opinions and so on. But in a way, I'm kind of doing it on my own here. Now, I'm noticing that my light is really not very good today. So I'm going to see if I can find I have another little light that I use all the time, which is sometimes more helpful. I can find it here. I guess I'm not going to find it today. Oh, here it is. Okay, let's see if I can turn this little light on and give me a little teeny bit more shimmer. You know, it's actually a really nice day out there today. It's the sun is going to pop over the horizon probably any minute now, but I'm going to see if I can just bear with me a sec, guys. And also bear with me with this crazy voice too, because I've got a cold. Yeah, that's a bit of a better light. I can see you. You can see me better. I can see you better. Okay, let's try this and see if that stays there. Oh, the joys of having a little studio set up that's not very professional. I just have to jig around with myself with the little lights and things. So here we are, jigging around. So first is discovering my strengths, discovering my inner strengths, and dealing with my losses, dealing with the challenges, dealing with the things that were not perfect, and being strong, just doing things the best I could, and not having to ask someone else for help all the time. So inner strength. Second thing is embracing solitude. That goes without saying. When you're by yourself, you're living in solitude. But I think there was something, and maybe I've always been a bit like this. I think maybe my family situation with losing my mom so young and being by myself a lot anyway, before I went into family and partners and stuff, was I just, learned how to embrace it. I love it. I really honestly do love being alone, and maybe you do too. And when I've done this article, similar articles before, you've said that, yeah, I get it. And that's one of my things. I love being alone. It's okay. I'm sorry I'm hearing my voice here. This is not a good thing for videos, but I'm going to go ahead anyway because I just want to share. So that third thing is self-reliance and interdependence. Independence, not interdependence, I guess, true with other people, but for me, being independent, not just to do things, like I can go out where I want to, I can get up in the night and have a cookie and a cup of tea. I'm free to do things, but I'm also free from things. I'm free from someone's judgment, someone's assessment, someone's opinion about my life or about me. I'm free from that. So that real independence is freedom from and freedom to. Self-reliance is what comes from that. Creativity and personal interests. Now, I do more things now because I just love to do them. Because and that's part of it's when you have kids at home and a family, you always are tweaking your behavior and your passions and interests to their passions and interests. If your family likes a certain type of food, you tend to cook that. If they like a certain kind of travel, you do that. So your own personal creativity and expression becomes kind of muted by their desires, and that's, I think, in my opinion, how it could and should be. But for me, it's creativity and personal interests have taken first, come to the front, and I can do exactly the things that I want whenever I want them. So self-discovery and personal growth. Now, this is one I think I've always been interested in, not just because I'm living by myself particularly, but it's that idea that, there's a lot happening in this world that's, really at a spiritual level. Let's call it spiritual, at a level that we can't understand. It's a level that we don't know. And it's important that we find ourselves in that. Another thing is planning and looking forward. Now, I can plan my trips for a year ahead. I can do whatever my little heart desires with travel. And that's, for me, is important, because I have a lot of interests and a lot of things that I like to plan in advance. And I don't have to ask anybody, should we do this, should we do that? What about this or that? Now, if you have a husband at home and you're happy with the way that you engage and so on, then this is not for you, obviously. This is for the women who are trying, to do the best they can and to take the lessons from their situation. The art of self-compassion. I think as we get older, we really do, in living by yourself, you really do start to appreciate that you deserve some love. There's a lot going on in the world, and we've been giving all of our lives. Tell me that's not true. I mean, even if we weren't married, even if we've been giving to work, to our society, to our group, to our community, we've been doing stuff for others all our lives. And now it's time for you, for some self-compassion. And just give the same love to you that you would give to a friend. Don't hesitate. Another thing that I think another lesson that I've learned as I've gotten older living by myself is meditation and mindfulness. It's some practices that are about living in the moment. And I think we've talked a little bit about my Stoic interest, because it is the Stoic philosophy that you treasure every single moment, that that this could be your last moment. You've got to make the most of it, and being able to practice that in your day-to-day life, not just when you sit down in the morning for 10 minutes. But I think that's living by myself. I've learned that skill really, really well. And I see the light is coming in and out here with the sunshine, which is, I'm welcoming it. It's all good. So the final thing, number 10, is financial autonomy and responsibility. Now, I say autonomy first because, yes, you have freedom to do pretty much anything you want with the money that you have, but it's also that responsibility. You're not leaning on another income or another person to help you, or another person to reach out when you fall. When you're broken, you are on your own, and you've got to figure this out. And I know a lot of women who are living by themselves do not have a strong financial foundation for whatever reasons, and could be related to the fact that you're living by yourself, or it could be related to something else. But whatever it is, as you get older and you're living by yourself, you have to figure out ways to financially, be secure. So the conclusion, all these things, personal growth and the ability to do what you want with your life, but at the same time be responsible and, loving to yourself. I think it's so super important. So what lessons have you learned from living by yourself, like being not alone, by yourself? What kinds of things have you learned that are important to you to share? Okay, I'm going to cough. Excuse me. My little cold is hanging on here. So just take care of yourselves. Please join our Patreon supporters group if you haven't thought to do that. We have a supporters group where we meet Monday, Wednesday live shows. It's just me sitting there talking and sharing, and lots of women are connecting in the real world, which is amazing and wonderful. And living by themselves means meeting other people too, making new friends. And that's probably a number 11 I could have included in there. So anyway, please take care. Have a wonderful day. If you like this video, thought it was useful, please like it or comment. That's even better, because then YouTube spreads it around and we get lots more people hearing and enjoying and appreciating the conversation. Okay, so just like it with just like, or you can even subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that already. So again, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you all so much, and I'll see you all again in the next video. Okay, take really good care. Lots of love.